Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch App Reviewers. In this video, there's a lot to go over because the Apple event, as you all know, was today. I watched it live. I don't know if you guys did, but if you didn't, I'm sure there's plenty of videos on YouTube going over everything that was announced. I'm going to try to just pick out some of the highlights because I'm sure you guys have seen, all the stupid stuff over and over. I'm not going to bore you guys, but I'm actually going to go in reverse order today, just to kind of mix things up. But before we do that, shout out to Techno Trickster here. He sent over 2 great song suggestions. I'm going to feature Trippy Red's here, Topanga. It's a really cool song. I think it's new. I hadn't heard it before. It's got kind of a chill vibe to it. It's definitely a good listen, so check that one out. And of course, if you guys have any song suggestions, leave them down below in a comment, DM me on Twitter like he did, send me an Instagram message or text message, however you get in touch with me, it's all good. I'm open to suggestions for featuring on this channel. All right, so first off, Apple releases macOS 10.14.1 with group FaceTime and new emoji. So as you can see, mine is down here. I still have to do that, which I will do as soon as I get this video up for you guys. Definitely go update to that because you will want to use that in conjunction with iOS 12.1, which was released today, just as we mentioned in yesterday's video. This is the 2018 iPad Pro. This is what it looks like. It looks just like the leaks, pretty much everything we've been reporting on for months. So it's kind of cool to see that all come together. You guys can see here, the Apple Pencil is magnetic to the side and it also charges right like that. It has inductive charging right on the side. It magnetizes on. It is super cool. Now this does come at a price premium. This iPad Pro is extremely expensive, but it looks really cool. I mean, come on. So I'll show you guys a couple pictures here. It's very blocky. I don't know how comfortable it'll be because I haven't held one in my hand yet. Sources that I'm close with have been saying that it is a really good upgrade. Here is the smart connector. As you can see, the camera bump is a little bit big. I don't know if you guys see that, but that kind of looks ugly, but it is what it is. But wow, that just looks really good all around on the front, with the bezels being really thin. So if you guys are in the market for a new iPad, check out the iPad Pros for this year, but, and this is a big but, these come at a huge cost premium. In fact, the Apple Pencil used to be 99 bucks. It's now like 130. Everything's up in price. Even the keyboard for it, the device itself. So, you're going to be spending over $1,000 when it's all said and done once you get everything. So keep that in mind. Remember, last year's iPads are still really good. Even 2 years ago's iPad are really good. So if you're on a budget, maybe you're in college, definitely check out the older ones, because some of those are like 300 bucks versus, like 800 for this. Like, pretty big difference. All right, so Apple also released iOS 12.1 today. Now it has eSIM support, which I'll give you guys a caveat on that in a minute. Real-time depth control for iPhone XS, XS Max, and XR users, group FaceTime, new emoji, and more. So this has basically everything that we reported on before, which is super cool. All these new features that are coming, to the XS, XS Max, like depth control for post-capture editing and stuff like that. And the new emojis, got some pretty cool ones in here. New love face, an exhausted face, I guess, really cold face, party face, the new bagel, which actually doesn't look like that. I think they made it look a little bit better. They put some cream cheese on it or something. Got the kangaroo, of course. I know at least 2 of you girls that watch these videos are from Australia, so shout outs to y'all. I'm sure you guys will be using that kangaroo quite a bit. But yeah, anyways, so here's what's included: group FaceTime, emoji, dual SIM support with a huge caveat, and then a ton of bug fixes. So there were actually a lot of people with the XS, XS Max having issues with reception, and Apple said 12.0.1 fixed it. It really didn't for most people. So you guys are going to want to update to this ASAP. So this is a great update. Group FaceTime works great. There's no bugs or glitches anymore like there were in the betas. So everything is smoothed out. I highly recommend this update. Go update now if you haven't already. Before we go to this one, I just want to say the caveat I was mentioning is Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile won't support eSIM until later this year. So unleashed it, you can get iOS 12.1, but you can't actually use it until later. If you try calling Verizon, AT&T, and you ask them, hey, how do I do this? They're not going to know. So they'll probably just say, wait a little bit. Some of them are saying mid-November, so it is what it is. And then another little caveat here is that older iPhones will not be able to do group FaceTime's video chat, but they will be able to do audio chat. So if you have an old phone, iPhone 5S or 6 or 6 Plus, you can only do group audio calls. So you can't do video. And that kind of sucks, but honestly, those devices cannot support like 32 people in a group chat anyway. So if you have one of those phones, you probably want to upgrade maybe. Just a thought. But anyways, all right, so iOS 12.1 addresses 2 of the major iPhone XS, XR issues, BeautyGate and cellular connectivity. I already touched on cellular connectivity, but now we got to touch on BeautyGate. So this is what it looked like before. iPhone 10 took this picture, 10s took this picture. Obviously the 10 looks way better, more realistic. I don't think anyone's gonna debate that, but Apple claims that 12.1 fixes an issue where the sharpest reference frame was not always selected in front-facing photos on the 10s, 10s Max, and 10R. So that's their excuse for this whole thing. Basically, if you don't know what HDR is, it takes multiple pictures of different dynamic ranges and it mashes them all together to give you guys, the best image. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't taking the sharpest one, so you'd get this blurring effect, which some people call beauty effect, which is actually kind of funny because beauty effect basically is just a shitty blurred image of yourself to make you look better. So I guess in effect it was kind of a beauty mode, but it was unintentional. Apple did not mean to do this. It was actually a bug. So they fixed it in 12.1. If you guys have a 10s, 10s Max, take a selfie. It should look a lot better, or at least more realistic. So if you were super ugly before, you're gonna be super ugly after. So I guess now I don't know what to call it, Uglygate, because people are gonna take a picture of themselves and they're not gonna be nearly as attractive as they thought they were before. Maybe that'll be the next big gate on YouTube. But anyways, all right, so 2018 MacBook Air and Mac Mini hands-on. Long-awaited updates don't disappoint. So MacBook Air and the Mac Mini got huge updates today. The MacBook Air is now starting at $1,200, which is kind of steep for a MacBook Air. If it was priced at $1,000, I think a lot more people would get it. And now the Mac Mini, it looks really sleek. It looks good. It appears they've really taken customer input and put it towards this product. So you can get a 10 gigabit Ethernet port on the back. You got 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. It's just chock full of pretty much everything that you could want, you can get. Now it does come at a slight price, starts at $799, but it quickly goes up from there, as you might imagine. But if you guys want a Mac Mini, check this one out because it is actually a really good option. The MacBook Air is also a good option for those of you in college that are really on a budget, but you just can't stomach the price of, say, a MacBook Pro. You guys can opt for a MacBook Air and it should actually be really good. And this kind of goes over everything. So if you guys want to pause this and read about what was announced, you guys can do that. I'm just going to slowly go through this. There's not a whole lot that we haven't touched on, to be honest with you. A lot of the little, minute features of iOS 12.1, we're not going to cover every single feature, but the big ones. Now, before I wrap this video up, I want to thank all of you guys for sticking with this channel. One thing I mentioned before, I had you guys guessing what the next pair of shoes that I was ordering from was going to be. Sold the Yeezys and stuff, those just terrible fitting shoes, but I got new ones coming and they just shipped, so they should be to me by Thursday. So unless some crazy Apple news happens, I will probably be doing an unboxing video on Thursday, so leave any guesses for what those shoes are going to be down below. I know a few of you guys guessed before, but you guys were all wrong. But it's kind of a weird thing. I think at least one of you guys should know what this is because I've talked to you guys about it before. But regardless, they should be here on Thursday, so that will be the big reveal, and hopefully they fit this time. All right, that's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. If you run